Buffing and passing, time for relaxing. I just wanna have a conversation with you.
Hey guys, what is up? It is your girl, Mimi Waterfall. We are out here. How do you feel today? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing excellent. The sun is out, so I'm always good when the sun is out. How do you feel today?
I'm feeling actually super great because the sun is out.
Exactly.
Like, sun out, fro out.
Hey, you know. Today I'm joined by the beautiful Sesa, and we're going to talk about self-love and self-forgiveness. So tell the people a bit about yourself, because obviously we're fam, but not everyone knows you. So
so basically my name is Sesa. I'm 21 years old. I live in Antwerp, Belgium, and I am a poet writer. And I'm also a student, but I'm more of a poet writer. And that's basically all that I do. All that I do is poetry related. I teach poetry, I perform poetry, I write poetry. That's basically it.
Sesa published her first book in 2016. It's called The Thrill of Victory. Shameless plug, you can still buy it on Amazon, but we'll get to that later. So tell me, how did you come about? Why did you publish your first book?
So basically, at first it was not meant to be published. It was just something I was doing for myself to overcome myself. But then later on, I noticed a lot of people relating to what I was writing. So I felt like the need to help people overcome themselves with my book. And that's actually how I published. Since we live in Belgium, I found an editor, a publisher, but they said that English poetry was not really it here in Belgium, so I just decided to publish it myself.
And you recently published a self-help book about self-forgiveness. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So first of all, the title is Rose Quartz. It was inspired by her because she knows everything about crystals, and I was like, I want to write a book, like a workbook, handbook on self-forgiveness with exercises, and I did not have a title because I wanted something with crystals. Also, it's about forgiving yourself for all the ugly stuff you do to yourself, because I felt like it's always about what people do to us. Even in my poetry, it's always about what people do to me. And I felt like I'm my own biggest enemy, so why not write about that and do something with that?
Mm-hmm. Why did you feel the need to publish it?
So it actually started when I performed a poem on self-forgiveness, and then later on I received like a lot of messages from people who could really relate, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not the only one who has like this problem. And then I felt like I should just, make something for all of us to work on ourselves and on that side, on that part of ourselves, that was basically it.
Self-love is really trending right now, but what does it mean to you?
I feel like online it's more about your physical traits and your skin color or whatever, which is really good to love. But to me, self-love is also about knowing how ugly you can be to yourself and still deciding to love yourself despite of that, and deciding to work on yourself. That's really something that takes a lot of courage and effort. So that's love to me as well. So
Yeah, true. For me as well, I think our vessel is a beautiful thing, but I think our mind should be tend to as well. And we tend to forget that part. We go to the gym, our hair is looking great, eyebrows on fleek, but then
exactly.
we don't pay enough attention to what is going on inside.
And I noticed, because I talk to many people, that a lot of us are really struggling on the inside and don't think positively of our own on the inside, but we look positive on the outside, but it's not really, there's no balance. So
and life is about balance,
of
right?
course.
Definitely. Even self-forgiveness, why is that so important to you?
Well, I think it's important because it's like, if you don't forgive yourself, if you don't love yourself, you can't move forward. It's always gonna come in your way or be in your way. So it's really something mandatory in life. You gotta try to accept yourself, love yourself, forgive yourself, etc.
I totally agree with you. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. When you're not feeling well, it's difficult to give that same forgiveness to other people. But do you have tips for people who are struggling with that self-forgiveness? How can you go about that?
So it's really weird to say this, but my tip would be to write and to just, try to work on yourself while journaling it, because I feel like sometimes we don't realize that we're actually growing and moving forward. It seems like we're always stuck in the same place, but when you reread everything you've written, then you can actually see some type of growth. So I would just basically try to journal everything you do, and things like meditating and praying, and I don't know, it's really weird. I think it differs for everyone. What would you do?
For me, when I feel like I'm in a rut or I'm not feeling too well, I need to be able to be by myself. I think solitude is also very important in this life, because again, like, social media is great, but then I feel like it takes us away from ourselves. So sometimes I just need a break, and then I'll write and I'll sing and I'll shout and I'll scream and I'll dance, but I'll just have to make sure that everything that I'm feeling is able to come out. And when it's out, I can move forward, because I think with self-forgiveness, the first step is to be aware that you have something to forgive yourself for. Then you acknowledge how you feel about whatever it is that you're feeling some type of way, and then you move on, because that leads to my next questions. What are the pitfalls of self-forgiveness? Because sometimes you can work on yourself, but then you fall back in a state of being too hard on yourself.
I think like the biggest pitfall for me was like the whole patience kind of thing. I'm so not a patient person, so when I want something, I want it fast, I want it quickly. And with self-forgiveness, it's not like that, because it's really a long process, because it's forgiving, but it's forgiving of yourself. When you forgive other people, it can happen like super fast or not, but when it's you, it really takes 3 times more the time. So like patience, that's like the biggest pitfall. And when you just don't isolate yourself enough, like when you keep surrounding yourself with the same energy that made you self-destruct in the first place. Like, you really need to be severe with yourself and just honest. Like, if you know a certain person is bringing out all of that negative energy in you and destructive energy towards yourself, you should be like really honest with yourself and know that you should avoid that person, but also be patient, because knowing something will not result in doing it immediately.
True.
Patience is really key.
True. I have a friend who once told me, once you get out of the mud, you still have to take time to get the mud off of you, and then you can move forward. So that really makes sense. It resonates. Shout out to you. You know who you are. True.
It's really true.
So it like, forgiving yourself is a process, and it's not linear. It doesn't go like straight on. It goes with up and downs. And you have to be sweet to yourself. You have to be kind to yourself.
There's like a part in my handbook, and it's called Garden Yourself, and it's basically about making a whole garden out of yourself. So basically, like, treating yourself on the outside, but also on the inside. And that's like a really important part, because when you come to a point where you need to forgive yourself, you come from a point where you have a lot of pain. So you need to be super, super nice with yourself. Honest, but nice.
If I can add to that, like, the biggest pitfall for me is being too severe on myself. Solitude is good, but when I'm in a state of needing of self-forgiveness, I isolate myself, and I'm beating myself up, and I think that worsens, or how do you say that?
I got it. But I know.
That makes the situation worse. You think that everyone looks at you through the same lens you look at yourself, and that it really has been a working point for me, that I had to be a friend to myself.
I get that. I have that, but like lack of patience as well.
So you talked about meditation and writing down. Do you have certain things that you write down, like mantras or affirmations?
I kind of say them in my head, and then I remember them. But then now I forgot about it. But when I meditate and pray, they will come back in my head.
Okay, so do you have like something right off the head that is your favorite affirmation?
It's something like, I am love. Everything I do will result in love. Every action I take or make will result in love, and every anger or something that is felt I will turn it into love. It's something like that. It's silly, but
but it works. Definitely. Like, the beautiful thing about affirmations is that it works. It's just being kind to yourself. For me, it's like I am enough. And I just talk to myself. I look in the mirror while getting ready. I'm like, sis, you got this, you know. Don't worry about it too much. All things align. And for me, that's my favorite affirmation. Just to know that the universe is doing everything that it can to work in my favor.
True,
you know? Okay, so do you have an exercise that we could try together?
Writing really it's really like an inward process, and it's like heavy, and you're just like in your own universe. So that's why I chose for writing exercises. But this part is about believing, and it was basically about the fact that if you want to forgive yourself, you need to believe in yourself, because you need to believe that you will not do these things again, that you will get there, etc., etc. But like really believe, you know, not believe, not just believing. Like you really need to believe it, because what you think is what will come true and will come out. So you know. So my question to you is, do you believe in something?
Yes.
And can you name that something?
It's love.
Love, okay. And why do you believe in it?
Because that's our essence. We are born, usually, obviously there's exception, but we are born out of a bond of love. So we are just a result of love. And so I think in essence, us human beings are love. And so I try to
and what made you sure of its existence?
Everything, nature, my interactions with people, me looking in the mirror is like, what is there not to love about me, you know? I mean, not saying I'm perfect, but I am here, so I am worthy of love, you know?
Okay, so what do you hope to believe?
What do I hope to believe in
your journey towards self-forgiveness?
Freedom,
okay. And why don't you believe in it already?
I mean, I do believe in it, but I know that it exists, but I'm not there yet. Okay. You know what I mean?
And is there something that made you like unsure of its existence?
Yeah, not being my authentic self. Trying to cater to other people's need and overgive is something that made me shackled to expectation. To expectation.
Okay. I don't want to spoil the whole exercise, but like, do you feel like it made you think a little, or?
Yeah, definitely. Like, where do I want to go? How do I get there?
Okay.
And just who I need to be in order to obtain love and freedom.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your book again. Like, why did you feel the need to give it away for free?
Because I feel like you shouldn't really be paying to work on yourself. And also it's like a limited edition that is like, you know, in the physical form. I will not keep on printing it because that costs me a lot of money. So when the stock is like finished, you'll still be able to read it online. So
yeah. That's true love, guys. That's love. You know? Oh, that's dope. So self-love, self-forgiveness demands self-care. What is your self-care routine?
Washing hair is like super therapeutic for me. So I wash my hair, I put on my conditioner, and then I put like the plastic bag on my head, and then I do like a body scrub. I love body scrubs. I do a body scrub, a lip scrub. So then I get out of the shower, I write, and then I listen to like poetry and like music that helps you meditate, like Landrell. Do you know Landrell?
Yeah, definitely.
Like I listen to Landrell's poetry. It's like, to me, it's like a mixture of, you know, poetry and meditation. And I write, and then I go wash out my conditioner, and that's basically it for me. So that's actually my routine. But I feel like I love water, so you know, being in touch, in contact with water is it for me.
No, I feel you. But the thing is about like self-care, you mentioned like washing your hair. It's good to get like stagnant energy away from you.
Oh yeah.
By, so to speak, you're washing away all the bad energy out of your hair.
So I do that feels too. Like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I can feel that. Like that's we almost have the same routine.
Okay, what's your routine?
So I'll do like a face mask.
Oh my God, I do that too. I forgot about it. Yeah, I'm not copying. No, I really do the same. Yeah.
So like face mask, and then I'll wash my hair. If I need to shave, I'll do that.
Do you?
Body scrub, and then like even a foot bath.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Yeah, like Epsom salts, great to get like stagnant energy out of your body and to relax. And then I moisturize, the whole shebang. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put on some music, put on some, some cute clothes, and then music. Music is really my favorite way of expression, to listen and to dance. And I'll write, I'll sing. If necessary, I'll make myself. I feel like food is also self-care.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like food and a good series. So that's also part of it. Oh my God.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, I got too excited.
No, good self-care routine. It can be whatever, You can listen to music, you can go for a walk, you can groom yourself.
I'm telling you, taking a stroll is like the best thing ever. But since it's super cold, I'm not doing that anymore. But in the summer, that's really part of it. I love walking. And just like sometimes I walk with music, sometimes I don't walk with music because I feel like you should be alone with your thoughts and So
we're basically on the same page, I think.
Yeah.
Right now, if you had one message for the people, what would it be?
Love yourself for yourself and forgive yourself for yourself. Basically, that's what pops in my mind right now.
Definitely, I wholesomely agree. So this was my homie, my sister, my friend, Sesa. Where can the people find you?
So guys,
self-plug.
Just like basically Instagram at sesapoetry. Yeah, I'm so active on Instagram, so just follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
And the link in my bio will lead you to the online version, the PDF version of this thing.
Okay, and where can the people find the Thrill
it's
of
actually
Victory?
on Amazon, so if you just write Sesa, the Thrill of Victory, you'll find it. But she'll put the link in the description box.
Exactly. Okay, guys. So that was a very, very peaceful talk.
Yeah, I'm so happy I did this with you.
Yeah, same. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you
for the insights. And we shall see you in the next one. And as usual, take care. Peace.
I give